Earlier this year, the Minister of Education admitted to failing at reducing the number of out-of-school children, which still stands at around 13 million. Those numbers have caused a lot of debate in the public space.
Education should be free, and there should be adequate resources, infrastructure, trained teachers able to support the education for all.
We need to have inclusive education to include the physically challenged, the young girls and the young boys.
But the education lapse has been a long-standing issue across several administrations. So where do the problems lie? The allocation for education in 2019 was 620.5 billion naira. That's a 7% increase from the previous year of 605 billion naira. This still falls short of UNESCO's recommendation of 15% minimum of the national budget for a developing nation.
Our colleagues from South Africa, particularly Vice Chancellors of South African universities, were able to put it clearly in perspective that as far as they were concerned, they have what it takes to compete with any university in the Western world. Can we say that of Nigeria?
No society can rise above the level of its education. And if government really desires development for our country, the way to go is to fund education.
State governments have also failed to address the deficit. For example, the list of 10 states that make up the out-of-school children remains relatively unchanged.
Very often we blame the victim. We say people traditionally don't want to send their daughters to school. Well, go to the village and find out. Are there any schools? Are there any teachers? And when the children go through 6-7 years of primary education, do they actually learn to read and write?
But beyond primary education, higher learning still has its challenges. 170 universities exist in Nigeria, with a capacity to only admit quarter of the admission seekers, with a few more opting for technical colleges, hence the need to drum up support for vocational schools.
The government has granted approval for the establishment of new federal science and technical colleges in 16 states. It's a policy that we inherited. It has been in place actually. Every state should have one.
The budget for education in 2020 stands at 691.07 billion naira. That's about 6.7% of the total budget, which still falls short of UNESCO's benchmark. And so other means of funding is more critical than ever.
God willing, from 2020, that fund is to begin funding and getting sponsorship for what we call TED Fund Centers of Excellence.
Experts say that Nigeria might be left behind in the emerging world if education sector is neglected. Free education for all young ones is a step in the right direction. Now the federal government must implement its 4-year plan and create specific targets for states and local governments if illiteracy is to be eradicated. Wilson Omoni, STV News, Lagos.